Deep in the freezing big woods of America, a 120-year-old legend is fighting for its life. Born in 1906, the .35 Remington is not just a cartridge. It is a ruthless mechanical brawler that has dropped more white-tailed deer and black bears than most modern rounds combined. But right now, greedy corporate suits and absurd straight-walled cartridge state laws are trying to choke this absolute titan to death, pushing shiny new toys like the .360 Buckhammer down our throats. They want you to forget the heritage. They want you to trade your grandfather's blood-stained legacy for a plastic tactical trend. But real hunters know the truth. When you are tracking a massive beast through thick brush, you do not need corporate marketing. You need bone-crushing, unstoppable kinetic energy. Today, we are standing our ground and counting down the top 5 .35 Remington rifles that you must own in 2026. Let them try to kill the legend. We are keeping it alive. Number 5, the Henry Sidegate lever action. This is where two massive eras of lever action history collide into one gorgeous masterpiece. Back in the Civil War, the original Henry rifles used a front loading tube which was great for capacity, but terrible for dirt and mud. Then the Winchester Yellow Boy introduced the side loading gate. Fast forward to today, and Henry has resurrected the best of both worlds to keep the .35 Remington alive. This rifle features a brilliant dual loading mechanism. When you are deep in the brush, tracking a massive boar, and need to top off your magazine instantly, you slide those rounds right through the side gate without taking your eyes off the threat. But when the hunt is over and you are heading back to the truck, you just pull the front tube and safely dump the live ammo without racking them through the action. It is a stunning piece of art forged in polished brass and authentic American walnut, holding 5+1 rounds of pure stopping power. But here is the deal breaker. It is almost too beautiful. That blazing brass receiver shines like a mirror in the woods, and when you are staring at a piece of functional art, you might hesitate to drag it through jagged thorns and unforgiving swamps. If you are willing to get it dirty, expect to pay around $1,045. Number 4, the Remington Model 14-1-41 Game Master. Long before modern pump actions dominated the woods, Remington needed a strategic weapon to overthrow the absolute reign of traditional lever guns. Enter engineering genius John Peterson, who birthed this mechanical marvel. He faced a deadly problem. Traditional tubular magazines were notorious for causing catastrophic chain fires when loaded with pointed bullets because the sharp tip would slam directly into the primer of the round in front of it under heavy recoil. Peterson solved this with mind-blowing brilliance. He designed a brass spiral magazine tube. This twisted design forces the cartridges to sit slightly off-axis, so the pointed tip of the .35 Remington rests safely against the outer edge of the brass case, ahead of it, completely eliminating the danger. It is a masterpiece of early 20th century engineering. Out in the deep timber, this rifle feels like a slender shadow, moving smoothly and silently as you pump 5+1 rounds of devastating kinetic energy into a charging target. But here is the deal breaker. The top ejecting receiver design makes mounting a modern scope an absolute technical nightmare. You are strictly forced to rely on traditional iron sights, which puts you at a severe disadvantage in low light conditions. If you want to own this piece of mechanical genius, expect to pay between $500 and $1,050 on the secondary market. Number 3, the Remington Model 8-81 Woodsmaster. This is the exact machine that birthed the .35 Remington cartridge. Designed by the godfather of firearms, John Moses Browning, this rifle is a gritty piece of American history. when legendary Texas Ranger Frank Hamer needed absolute stopping power to neutralize the threat of the notorious Bonnie and Clyde gang, he did not grab a lever gun. He reached for a modified Model 8 in .35 Remington. It operates on a heavy-duty long recoil system. When you pull the trigger, the barrel and bolt lock together and travel backward inside a massive steel barrel jacket, absorbing the recoil before forcefully slamming the next round into the chamber. Out in the field, when a 300-pound wild boar is charging through the brush, you do not have time to play with a manual action. You need continuous heavy firepower, and this rifle hits like a runaway armored vehicle. But here is the deal breaker. It is an absolute beast to carry. Weighing well over 8 pounds with a bulky steel profile, it will completely drain your stamina on a long tracking hunt. If you want to own this legendary piece of law enforcement history, expect to pay anywhere from $800 to $2,725 at auction. Number 2. The Remington Model 760 and 7600 Game Master. This is the absolute soul of snow tracking in the frozen northeast of America. If you know the legendary hunter Larry Benoit, you know this is the exact platform he carried to build his immense legacy. It earned the title of the Pennsylvania Rifle for a very good reason. Mechanically, it is a pure masterpiece. It features a brilliant free-floating barrel mounted on a pump-action slide frame fed by a 4-round detachable box magazine. Unlike traditional lever actions that clamp the heavy magazine tube directly to the barrel, this design gives you the dead center accuracy of a precision bolt-action rifle, but with lightning-fast follow-up shots. Out in the freezing timber, this rifle is like the cold snow wolf of Pennsylvania. You do not just sit and wait with it, you actively hunt. And when the moment of truth arrives in a blinding blizzard, it snaps to your shoulder and strikes with punishing kinetic energy before the target even knows what hit it. But here is the deal breaker: the extreme price inflation on the secondary market. Because of massive regional demand, speculators have blown the prices completely out of proportion, especially for the rare 18.5-inch carbine models. If you want to track like a legend, expect to pay anywhere from $500 to well over $2,000. Number 1. The Marlin Model 336. This is the absolute uncrowned king of the American lever action era. While the .35 Remington was born for semi-automatic fire, it truly found its immortal home in 1953, when Marlin adapted their legendary lever gun to chamber this heavy-hitting round. It created a deer hunting ecosystem so dominant that it crushed all competition and ruled hunting camps from coast to coast. By 1983, it became the second highest-selling high-powered sporting rifle in American history, with over 3.5 million units sold. Mechanically, it is a pure strategic advantage. Unlike traditional top-ejecting lever guns, the Marlin features a completely solid top receiver and a side ejection system. This allows you to mount a modern scope with a perfectly low center of gravity, giving you absolute optical superiority in low light conditions when sitting in a ladder stand. If you look at the modern Ruger-made classic editions, they're raising the bar even higher. CNC, machined from solid alloy steel and featuring cold hammer forged barrels with a 1 in 12-inch twist rate, these modern machines deliver terrifying accuracy. Out in the freezing big woods, this rifle is a steadfast monument. It is a patient machine that waits silently in the shadows of the timber, ready to deliver the absolute cleanest and coldest finishing strike on a massive white-tailed deer or a heavy black bear. Whether you are holding a classic JM stamped relic from Connecticut or a brand new Ruger-built machine from North Carolina, you are holding the ultimate piece of American heritage. For a pristine JM stamped classic, expect to pay between $800 and over $1,100, while the brand new Ruger made classic retails for $1,239. The .35 Remington is facing an uphill battle against modern corporate trends and restrictive state laws, but its brute mechanical force and timeless reliability under 150 yards are completely undeniable. Whether you are tracking a massive whitetail through thick brush, facing down a heavy black bear, or neutralizing a charging sounder of wild boar, this century-old cartridge still delivers devastating kinetic energy. These 5 rifles are not just tools. They are proud pieces of American heritage forged in solid steel and walnut. Do not let the corporate suits dictate your tactical advantage. If you want to stay sharp, master the mechanics of survival, and keep this gritty legacy alive, hit that subscribe button right now. Join the ranks, and we will see you on the next mission.